Good morning and welcome to the news. I am Jonah Oche. Federal government has expressed its resolve to tackle the spread of Lassa fever disease, which has claimed 41 lives in various parts of the country since the beginning of 2020. The Minister of Health, Osagio Hanire, who spoke at a press briefing in Abuja, gave an update on the raging outbreak of the disease. He revealed that at least 2 health professionals were among the 41 deaths recorded, adding that there are at least 258 confirmed cases recorded across 19 states in the country. The minister, who said all hands must be on deck to contain the spread of the disease, urged Nigerians in various parts of the country to practice good hygiene and protect their food from rat contamination. He also spoke about the outbreak of coronavirus reported in China, Germany, and United States, as well as 2 African countries. Ohanire noted that the Federal Ministry of Health has issued advisories to relevant agencies of government and the public on the outbreak of the disease. He was, however, worried that suspected cases of the deadly virus have been picked in the Ivory Coast and Kenya, noting that it is easily transmitted by human carriers of the disease. The federal government has asked Nigerians to stop any plans to visit China for now, in view of the ranging cases of coronavirus in the Asian country. The Minister of Health, Osagio Hanire, gave the directive in Abuja on Wednesday at the end of the Federal Executive Council meeting. He had given an update on coronavirus to the session, which was presided over by President Muhammadu Buhari. The Federal Executive Council approved a travel advisory for Nigerians, stating clearly that all travel plans to China be stopped in the meantime. The advisory also directed all returnees to Nigeria from China to be quarantined outdoors within a period of 2 weeks before fully interacting with their families. Ohanire explained that the 2 weeks will be used to monitor possible symptoms on the bodies of the returnees. The government also directed all airlines flying into Nigeria to report any passenger with signs of illness to airport authorities upon landing at any airport in the country. The minister added that all disease control and monitoring agencies in the country have been alerted to be on the lookout for any signs of the infection. The federal government is set to repatriate another $321 million Abacha loot in a tripartite understanding between the island of Jersey, the United States of America, and Nigeria. The agreement on the repatriation will be signed next week. This decision was taken at Wednesday's Federal Executive Council meeting presided over by President Muhammadu Buhari. The Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Abubakar Malami, spoke on the outcome of the meeting on the Abacha loot. He said the money will be spent on the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway, the second Niger Bridge, and the Kaduna-Kano Expressway. Malami added that a separate €6.8 million in connection with a former governor of Delta State, James Ibori, will also be repatriated, but said negotiations have yet to start on the Ibori loot. He said discussions will soon start on looted assets linked to a former Minister of Petroleum Resources, Dizian Alison Madeke. However, the AGF explained that no figure had been placed on the Alison Madeke asset. The House of Representatives on Wednesday unanimously asked service chiefs in the country to immediately resign their positions as they have outlived their usefulness. The House said the service chiefs have not been able to address security challenges confronting Nigeria since 2015, when they were appointed by the President. The lawmakers added that they have adopted some strategies that have not yielded any positive result. The House made the statement arising from a motion of urgent public importance moved by the Chief Whip of the House, Honorable Mohammed Tahiru Monguno, and 14 others. The House asked President Muhammadu Buhari to sack the service chiefs if they fail to resign their positions. Speaker Femi Gbajabiamila, who presided over plenary, suspended all other business of the House to enable members debate the motion and take a decision. The People's Democratic Party (PDP) has backed the call by the Senate Minority Leader, Senator Enyinnaya Abaribe, asking President Muhammadu Buhari to resign. Kola Olobodiyan, PDP National Publicity Secretary, in a statement on Wednesday said it supported the call because Buhari had displayed a disheartening deletion of duty. PDP recalled comment by Buhari expressing surprise at the heightened insecurity across the country as defeatist, demoralizing and traumatizing. The opposition stated that the president directly admitted that he lacked the required capacity to tackle insurgency, banditry, kidnapping, and increased wave of violence. Speaker of the House of Representatives, Femi Gbajabiamila, on Wednesday sworn in Hassan Ado Doguwa and 5 other new members of the House. Doguwa and 5 others won their election during last Saturday by the Independent National Electoral Commission. The Speaker also announced the unanimous decision of the APC caucus to return Honorable Ado Doguwa as House Leader. Doguwa vacated the seat in November when he was sacked by the Court of Appeal. The inauguration was witnessed by Kano Governor Dr. Abdullahi Omar Ganduje, Senator Kabiru Gaya, Senator Baru Jibril, Senator Ibrahim Shekarau, and party leaders. Chief Whip Mohammed Tahiru Mangunu, however, moved a motion for Doguwa to resume his seat as House Leader and was seconded by Taiwo Olamuga. The Upper State Police Command has captured the Daredevil gang that killed a husband and wife before their children along Secretariat Road in Umuahia. The couple was killed some minutes past 8 p.m. on Saturday, 26 January 2020, after they were robbed. The Commissioner of Police, Ene Okon, said the robbers were tracked 2 hours after their deadly operations in Umuahia. Nora Ukafo reports.
These are Abians who gathered to catch a glimpse of the notorious 6-man gang that killed a couple on Saturday night, throwing the city into mourning. They are said to operate with tricycles, popularly known as keke, to rob and maim people along Secretariat Road, World Bank Housing Estate, and other parts of the city. The couple, identified as Mr. and Mrs. Darlington Uzoma, hails from Ebonyi State. Commissioner of Police Eba Okon, while briefing newsmen in Umuahia, said the robbers are the offshoot of the dreaded criminal Samson Mukocha, popularly known as the Grave, who was killed in December 2019. He explained that the couple were killed after being robbed of their proceeds from the day sales, with a Sienna, the robber, snatched from one of their victims same day at World Bank Housing Estate, Umuahia. The same gang was also said to have robbed one Uwe Mechinedu along Pender Road after the incident, where they were intercepted by the Special Anti-Robbery Squad team on Operation Puff Ada.
This robbery escapade lingered on and was witnessed with series of car snatching, armed robberies, and trailing of bank customers to and from banks. One of these was the robbery and shooting of one Basil Okechukwu of Obo in Imo State on the 16th January 2020 around Post Office Umuahia while on transit with the money he withdrew from one of the commercial banks. The gang made World Bank area the safe haven due to numerous routes therein that could facilitate their escapes. These criminal activities became worrisome as requests for credible information on the gang never came on board, but series of their nefarious activities and the blood of the innocent couples shot to death caught up with them when intercepted by gallant patrol teams on Operation Puff Adder.
One of the robbers promised Sunday below 26, popularly known as Esere, was said to have been released from Okigwe prison first week of December 2019, and he is the leader of the Grove Gang following the killing of their leader by the police in December. Other members of the gang include Precious Chukwuemeka, Enyinna Asiebo 25 and Kingsley Emezo 20, popularly known as Parkins. The suspects confessed to the crime and a series of other armed robbery and car-snatching escapades perpetrated by the gang.
And one of the prompt action is what one of them used in firing and killing the man and his wife in the presence of the children. And all of them have confessed. Even this morning, the man that actually shot and killed the man and the wife told me that the prompt action failed from his hand. That was when the bullet or whatever hit the two of them.
The police boss, Eloko, said efforts are underway to arrest other fleeing members of the gang. Nora Okafor, MCL News.
The Imo State Police Command on Tuesday confirmed the death of a commander of Special Anti-Robbery Squad in the Akokwa unit of the state, Obaseki Banjoko. The police spokesperson in the state, Orlando Ikoku, said that the death of the SARS commander is a big loss to the command. Ikoku said the patent medicine dealer who administered an injection on Banjoko that led to his death had been arrested. He added that the State Commissioner of Police, Olaniyi Fafowora, had ordered an investigation into the incident. The Commissioner of Police has ordered an investigation into the matter to determine the cause of his death. It was learned that the deceased started shaking and lost consciousness after the injection was administered on him. He was rushed to hospital where he was pronounced dead. The Enugu State Executive Council has approved the payment of the 30,000 naira minimum wage for the state workers with effect from February 2020. Chairman of the Joint Public Service Negotiating Council, Comrade Ibokwe Chukuma Ibokwe, said the ESCO's approval was because of a bargaining between the labor and the state government. Comrade Ibokwe, who noted that this is the first time the labor was involved in the issue of minimum wage negotiation, disclosed that they were comfortable with the decision reached. Imo State Governor Senator Hope Uzodinma has promised that Imo civil servants will receive their monthly salary as and when due. The governor paid an unscheduled visit to the state secretariat alongside his deputy, Professor Placid Njoko. He was received by the state head of service, Dr. Camillus Chipozo Nwago, who took him round the premises. The inspection visit was formally to interface with the state civil servants with a view to identifying their problems and providing solutions to them. The governor described civil servants as the engine room of the state, without whom the target of government may not be achieved. He promised that henceforth workers' salaries and arrears of pension will be paid promptly. He further promised to promote deserving civil servants to higher levels and ensure they own their own houses before retirement. Meanwhile, he has urged them to continue to be supportive of the new administration. He pledged that Imo civil servants will work with him in the task of getting the state back on track. Still to come on the news, solutions to health challenges associated with Harmattan. JAMB shuts down 88 computer centers in Adamawa, Enugu. Abeyi signs new 2-year Kaizer Chiefs contract. This and more after the break. Stay tuned. Alright, how's your battery? Welcome.
We are here for the results.
Wow, the lab results.
Yes.
Okay. Where is this man? She has malaria.
Malaria?
Yes.
What do you think you prescribe for?
We prescribe Casimol tablet.
Casimol tablet?
Yes, Casimol tablet.
Casimol tablets get at letter and limit from 3 for inside. Casimol tablets now Maxim Laboratories Private Limited for India. They make them, but na Grace-based pharmacy and store limited. And then they distribute Casimol tablets for here. Casimol tablets get NAFDAC approval for take fight malaria, comot your family.
Casimol tablets, na correct anti-malaria.
Casimol tablets, it dey stop every malaria.
Our esteemed viewer, thanks for your patronage of our programs and services, for which we say thank you. We remind you that at all times, you have the right to quality broadcasting. It belongs to you as well as the right to lodge complaints on broadcast materials or conduct of any broadcast station. MCLtv is open and receptive to your commendations, complaints and criticisms, as such comments strengthen and make us serve you better. Feel free at all times to address your reactions to National Broadcasting Commission, Enugu Zonal Office, Current Drive, Independent Layout, Enugu. You can email us at mbcenuguzone@yahoo.com or Modern Communications Limited, number 9B Obibo Avenue, Aba. MCLtv, the world in your home.
Mommy, mosquito is biting me.
But I asked you to use Top Rank insecticide. Top Rank insecticide kills mosquitoes, cockroach, flies, and every other crawling and flying insects faster anywhere around you. NAFDAC approves Top Rank insecticide for its effectiveness. Use Top Rank insecticide and enjoy a peaceful night rest. Available in all shops and supermarkets near you in 600ml can and 300ml can. Top Rank insecticide is marketed nationwide by C Success Multi Services Limited. Telephone 0813-111-2348 or 090-960-22577. Top Rank insecticide. What's worth doing is worth doing well.
You're welcome back. Solutions to health challenges associated with the harmattan still holding sway. Ailments associated with the weather are still prevalent. In this exclusive interview with MCL News, Dr. Ugochukwu Onye-Onora speaks on ways to prevent or treat such ailments as cold, catarrh, asthma, and others associated with the harmattan season. Precious Ezibo completes the report.
The harmattan is a season in the West African subcontinent which occurs between the end of November and the middle of March. The season is characterized by cold weather, low humidity, and dust particles suspended in air. According to weather experts, this is due to the absence of rainfall. The season usually triggers some unpleasant infections and diseases like cold, catarrh, sore throat, runny nose, asthma, and bronchitis attack. To stay healthy and safe in the course of the weather, medical expert Dr. Ugochukwu Onye-Onora provides an insight on what individuals should do.
Increase in airborne diseases, particularly during the transition, so you can have increased cold. There are a lot of viral cold. Cold is a big word used to describe viral conditions, or what they call abroad flu, because of the cold temperature. So it's common. And then the dust too also is also associated with some respiratory problems also, and it's also this time that if it occurs, like what they popularly call Apollo, which is viral conjunctivitis. Those who are allergic to dust will have increased what we call exacerbation of their conditions, they will have more attacks. To affect those who are allergic to dust, those who are allergic to pollens. Pollens are produced by plants, flowers. Those whose asthma conditions are provoked by pollens also have increased risk of developing having asthmatic attacks. Yes. There are those who are also allergic to severe cold. So it can also be, so maybe the issue about asthma depends on what is the precipitating factor.
The Harmattan season comes with dry air that is usually harsh on the skin and with a lot of dust. Dr. Onyonera also advised on frequent washing of hands, adequate covering, and constant intake of water.
Hygiene practices should be at its best. All the conditions, the risk of transmitting it or acquiring it is hygiene. And that hygiene is one, regular washing of your hands as often as you can. If you can use hand sanitizer, beautiful. If the temperature is high, people should take water. Adequate hydration is key to maintain a healthy life.
As the Harmattan season is at its peak, it is expected that individuals take these measures to keep themselves out of harm's way. Precious Ezigbo, MCL News.
The Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board, JAMB, has shut down 38 computer centers where candidates wishing to sit for the Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination ought to register. The affected centers are in Akwa Ibom, Anambra, Bayelsa, Delta, Katsina, Kwara, Lagos, Nasarawa, Ondo, Oyo, and Rivers. 3 centers in Adamawa, Delta, and Enugu were also asked by JAMB to suspend the operation process over allegation of extortion of candidates either directly or by proxy. 4 other CBT centers in Gombe, Niger, Osun, and Zamfara were directed to stop registration for technical deficiency during third-party examination. Some suspects were handed over to security agencies at the JAMB headquarters in Buhari, Abuja on Wednesday. And now sports. Nigeria goalkeeper Daniel Akpeni has penned a new 2-year deal with ABSA Premiership side Kaizer Chiefs. Akpeni's current deal with Kaizer Chiefs is set to come to an end on June 30, but the Amakosi have now moved to ensure he remains at the club by offering him a new 2-year contract. The 33-year-old has been a pivotal part of Amakosi's run that has them topping the ABSA Premiership table with a 10-point lead after 19 games. The Nigerian international joined the club from Chippa United in January last year on a 1.5-year deal and will now remain a glamour boy until June 2022. Akpeni had a shaky start to his career at Naturana, and his first 6 months at the club were met with huge criticism as some fans wanted the club to release him. However, he proved his doubters wrong this term and helped Chiefs top the standings with his fantastic displays in between the stakes. The lanky showstopper has featured 18 times across all competitions for the Glamour Boys thus far, keeping 8 clean sheets and conceding 15 goals in the process. Mohamed Salah's first half penalty and Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain's second half efforts delivered a 23rd victory in 24 matches for Liverpool at West Ham, and their 15th consecutive win also maintained the relentless march towards a first top-flight title since 1990. However, while Liverpool, who are now unbeaten in 41 league games and could go on to reach several top-flight milestones, club laid down their significance. While the result appears to have tightened Liverpool's hold on this season's title, it intensifies the pressure on the Hammers at the bottom. David Moyes' side now sits 17th in the table, just above Bournemouth and Watford on goal difference. And to end the news this morning, a second look at the major stories. Federal government has expressed its resolve to tackle the spread of Lassa fever disease, which has claimed 41 lives in various parts of the country since the beginning of 2020. The Abia State Police Command has captured the Daredevil gang that killed a husband and wife before their children along Secretariat Road in Umuahia. The couple was killed some minutes past 8 p.m. on Saturday, 26 January 2020 after they were robbed. The Enugu State Executive Council has approved the payment of 30,000 naira minimum wage for the state workers with effect from February 2020. Nigeria goalkeeper Daniel Akbenyi has penned a new 2-year deal with AFSA Premiership side Kaizer Chiefs. That was the news, and thanks for watching. I am Jonah Oje. Have a good morning.